Hey everybody, it's Greg LaBeouf. Hey, listen, welcome to Awaken the protectR within. Hey, I took a little bit of time off over the summer, spent some time with the kids, go deep on some work projects, but I could not be happier to be back with you. Today is Tuesday, September 11th for me, depending on when you're listening to it, but Tuesday, September 11th, the anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks in New York City, an event that changed the world. And so it got me thinking, it got me reflecting about change and what truly is the catalyst for change. And we've all heard this. Necessity is the mother of all invention, but is necessity the greatest catalyst for change?
So the big question was this: what do good people do when a society's laws and institutions fail to keep them safe from aggression and violence? How do you get through a growing number of angry, hateful, aggressive people and still remain physically, mentally, and emotionally strong and positive? That was the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Greg LaBeouf, and welcome to Awaken the protectR within.
So I want to talk about change. And I just finished saying that necessity is the mother of all invention. See, for many years, I genuinely, maybe I just didn't really go deep enough on the thought, but for many years, I loved the saying, necessity is the mother of all invention. So I'd look at areas in my life, maybe if it was a business struggle or personal health, whatever it was, and I'd look at it and I would look and say, listen, I have a necessity. I want to perform better in training. I want to overcome a health issue. I want to, have business goals and necessities. And it was like, things where I'm like, I need these things. These are my necessities. And so you begin to work hard for these things. But what I found was that oftentimes, and when you really look around, that necessity is a very poor fuel source for taking the massive actions that truly create change. And so let's break this down a little bit. You see, if we took somebody that has a health problem, there's somebody that can be suffering, and maybe part of why. Let's just take an example. Let's say smoking, but you can have somebody that smoke, and they've been smoking for many years, but they know, excuse me, they know intellectually, they know even emotionally that habit, the smoking, is causing harm to their health. They go out now to it because they can feel it. They're living it every day. They go to a doctor or multiple doctors, and they get confirmation. They have scientific backed evidence where the doctor, whatever, they can, x-ray them, ultrasound, whatever it is, and they say, listen, the smoking is hurting you. Carrying the extra weight is hurting you. Whatever it is, this is hurting you. And they can prove it scientifically, but you already know it. There's a massive necessity there to create a change. And if you really look at that, and why I used health is because the necessity to change when it comes to your health is if you don't, in fact, change, it's death. It's either death or what could potentially be worse, living a life of chronic pain. A life where now you cannot enjoy all of the things that life has to offer. So, it's like you're confined to a wheelchair, you're confined to bed, you can't leave your home, you can't play with your kids, you can't go out and explore. If we lose our health, you have nothing. So if you look at these situations, necessity is the mother of all invention. Maybe necessity is the mother of invention, but necessity is not the mother of change. It is not the greatest catalyst for change. Because every single day of every single year, for years, you have people that have massive necessity. And that necessity is causing them pain, yet no change occurs. The human body adapts. We become comfortable. We become complacent. We accept pain. We accept normalcy. We accept mediocrity. We accept so many things. If you really look around, people accept necessity. There's massive necessity every single where we look, yet you don't see massive change occurring. Change is still hard for us. For most people, it's hard. So what is the greatest, in my opinion, what is the greatest catalyst for change? Necessity is only one ingredient. You see, when there is a necessity, when something happens to your health or something's a struggle in your business or your relationship, there's a necessity. But you can go years, decades, and not make the change, not have that become the catalyst that drives action to create change. So what is it? It's pain. You see, when there's a necessity, that creates a pain in your life. If you're having health issues, that creates a pain in you. A pain of an inability to play with your kids, a pain of inability to move, or function at an optimum or to do the things that you want to do, to go the places you want to go. There's a pain in that. The pain I'm talking about, that in and of itself is not the catalyst. The pain that I'm talking about is the pain that occurs when you can no longer stand your circumstances. The thing that is creating the necessity hits a point. It hits what we call an emotional threshold, to where you wake up one day, or you're living your life, and one day at a specific moment, from 1 second to the next, you literally go, I can no longer stand this. The pain has hit so much that you cross the threshold. And guess what happens when that type of threshold pain hits us? And it might hit you physically, it might hit you mentally, it might hit you emotionally, or most likely when you hit that threshold, you're gonna get D. If that's a multiple choice exam, all of the above. You get hit with it to where I can't stand this anymore. And here's the most amazing thing, and why I think that type of pain, that threshold pain, is the single greatest catalyst for change, is because no excuse can stand up to it. You can sit in your head and go, I don't know how to change. I don't know what to do. You won't give two craps. You will find a way. You will find a way. When you can no longer tolerate something, in that moment, when you hit that threshold, you create a brand new standard for yourself. You say, I can't do this anymore. I can no longer accept this. I think as Tony Robbins says that, we don't do our shoulds, we do our musts. So we have a health problem, and I'd love to go traveling, or I'd love to play with my kids more, but I can't. I got this hip thing, or I got a bad back, or I got this, and but I have a great reason because I was hurt at work. And maybe all that's true, but the point is, you got to move forward. You've got to advocate for change. That takes massive action. To work back from an injury, to work back from, failed health, to bring a business back or a relationship back from the brink of destruction, or to go out and carve out new relationships and new goals and new business, whatever it is. Necessity's not the mother. Well, maybe it is the mother of invention. Maybe necessity activates you and your resources, but that doesn't create the change. It's only when we have an emotional threshold, when we hit an emotional threshold, it's pain. And it's not the pain that comes from the back pain. It's not the pain that comes from being stuck in a relationship, or from losing a relationship, or from losing a business. It's not that kind of pain. That kind of pain is easy to wallow in. That kind of pain becomes a massive excuse. It becomes a cross that we are pinned to, that we can carry around and show everybody as a reason why we are where we're at. No, we need the type of pain that pushes us past an emotional threshold to where we go, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And guess what? When you can't tolerate it anymore, there is no excuse. If you don't know a way, you will find a way. If there is no way to find, you will make a way. It doesn't matter if someone's done it before or not. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It disappears and you move forward. So here's the next part of the question. How do we drive ourselves? How do we create change? How do we access what I believe is the greatest catalyst for change? Do we have to wait until that emotional threshold hits us? Do we have to suffer through years or decades of pain until finally we just go, I can't take it anymore? No. You've got to change your standard. What you need to start doing is look at areas in your life where you have a necessity, which could also be almost equivalent to like a want. I need to do better in my business. I need to, be in a better relationship. I need to improve my relationship, whatever it is, and stop saying I need to. Stop looking at it for like, oh, here's the necessity. I need to do this, or I want to do this, and start telling yourself, I make one simple change. I deserve. If you're not in a great relationship, it starts by you understanding you deserve to be in a phenomenal relationship. And maybe you can have that with the person you're with, or maybe you can't. But the point is, it starts with you understanding, I deserve to be in a phenomenal relationship. I deserve to have a successful business. I deserve to be successful. I deserve to be healthy, and to understand that not only do you deserve it, it's possible. Many times we don't know. We can't say things like, oh, I can do this, or I can do this, I can succeed. Sometimes it's very hard for people, but is it possible? The second you start believing that it's possible, you start tapping into potential. But those two things have to be there. You have to know that you deserve it, and you have to know that it's possible. And when you have that, trust me, guess what happens? When you start believing, truly believing and telling yourself every day, I deserve to be in the best relationship, I deserve to be successful, I deserve to be healthy, and it's all possible for me, you will look at your current circumstances and you will go, I don't deserve this. That is the gateway to going, I don't deserve this, so I will not tolerate it. And that's how you achieve it without waiting to cross the pain threshold. You've got to switch and understand that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. You deserve the very best. You deserve phenomenal, and it's possible. And if you start to rewire your programming to wake up every day and go after what you deserve, you will see things in your life that are not on par, that will not work for you. You will start to take actions. That is how you create that catalyst. That is when you'll start to create the change. Or feel free to wait for the pain threshold. All right, everybody, listen, those are my thoughts for today. So excited to be back doing the podcast. It'll be every Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on. Subscribe, follow, like, share, comment, anything. We appreciate it. We love the help getting our message out. Remember, stay safe, stay ready, and getting off that X. It's only one step away.
Want to awaken your protector within? If so, then head to awakentheprotectorwithin.ca and get your free Off the X training today.